Hey, what's up guys? It's Brandon with Salmo. Today we're going to show you a really fun and unique technique that you can use to catch steelhead with Salmo Hornets. Here we go. This technique is called plugging. It's actually best utilized from a boat, but there are plenty of opportunities to do it from shore. Today we're going to be fishing on a bridge that crosses a tributary of the Great Lakes that migratory steelhead run up. The Hornet is widely known as a phenomenal walleye and bass bait, but what most people don't know is this lure was actually designed originally for trout. These Hornets are just the ultimate lures for plugging for steelhead. Every single one of these lures is handcrafted, they're tank tested and tuned individually before they go into the box, so they're always going to run true for you in this river current. And every single one of these Hornets is fitted with what I believe are the best hooks on the market right now. Mustad KVD triple grip hooks. These hooks are super sharp and durable, and they can hold up to the, the thrashing fight that you get with the steelhead. Now, the original Hornet, it's a pretty silent lure, as it's swimming through the water, the only noise it's making is the split rings hitting the body. And there are times when that's the presentation that they want, but most of the time, it's one of the newer Rattlin Hornets that you're going to want to use. When you combine that loud internal rattle with that legendary rod shaking action, these steelhead just can't resist it. Plugging is a very simple technique. Essentially, all we're doing is dropping these Hornets back and letting them swim in the current. Now, these steelhead, right now in the fall, they're moving around a lot. They're pushing up the river, and when they come across that Hornet swimming in one of these runs, it absolutely just drives them crazy. That is a tank. That fish is a monster. It's easily pushing 14 pounds. Now, when you're dropping your Hornet back, it's somewhat of a guessing game to really figure out how much line out you need to get that Hornet in the zone. So it can take some time to dial things in, but that's why I like to use line counter reels, because once you figure out a depth that's working, you can look at that, how many feet out you have with that lure, and you can dial in your other rods so that everything's matching and you have everything in the zone where those steelhead are. Now, one thing you're going to want to do is to make sure that you secure your rod. These steelhead can literally rip the rod off the bridge, and if you don't have it secured, you're going to lose some gear. And another thing is to make sure that your drag is loose. When these steelhead hit your lure, they're most likely going to take off on a big run and be thrashing around. Now, one thing you really need to watch out for when you're plugging off of a bridge like this, or even if you're in a boat or anywhere else, you need to make sure that the rod tip is always shaking from that Hornet. Right now, if you notice, this rod, the tip it doesn't have that shake that the Hornet's action gives it. That means we have leaves or some other debris stuck on the lure, and it's not going to catch a fish. So when that happens, you need to make sure that you shake that lure off. Sometimes you can do it by just shaking the rod. Other times you might have to reel it all the way in. But you're not going to catch a fish if you have any debris on that line. Now, if you're looking to fish from a bridge like this, please make sure that you're following all of your local rules and regulations and that it is okay to fish from the bridge that you want to. And if you're fishing a waterway that has boating traffic, please be mindful of the boats. Many times they may not see you, they may not see your lines, they could run into them. So if you see a boat coming, just be courteous, pull your line so that the boat can pass. Yes, there we go. Check that out, just a beautiful Lake Michigan steelhead. These are the kind of fish that you can catch while plugging with the Salmo Hornets and Rattlin Hornets. If you liked this Salmo pro tip, subscribe to our channel. We'll be doing 2 more plugging technique videos where we're going to show you how you can plug from a boat, which is by far the best way to do it, and also another technique where you can do it from shore with planer boards.